Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Um, First of all, I want to respond to an email that I got. I want to thank you very much about wanting to help me with AI pictures and stuff for my book, but I'm not gonna go AI for a couple of different reasons. I'm not one of those people who would say fears AI, but I do think that AI takes away a lot of jobs these days, especially from artists. And I do feel a little bit uncomfortable using AI. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing around with AI. I use a lot of sites actually to just mess around with and just, you know, put in prompts and see what comes out. I actually use those a lot for many different reasons. Also for inspiration when I'm writing my book as well, which is something that I wanted to use in a future video with how to write a book part 4, I think it would be. It will probably be mentioned, but I'm not going to use it actually on the cover of my book. Another reason for this is that I really love real drawn works in a way of the actual art itself being created by an actual person. I don't know why, but I just can appreciate it more. I can feel the emotion behind it more, and even though AI makes beautiful, beautiful artwork, it's not the same as when someone has actually created it with paper and pen or with a brush, or it's just, I don't know, it just feels real. It feels better, I guess. It's difficult to explain. I just prefer real artwork than AI, but I do understand what you mean. I use AI a lot just to get inspiration and just have fun with it. Yeah, it just can be a lot of fun, can it? Sometimes I actually get lost in using AI and creating pictures and stuff like that. I made my background for my PC like that. But yeah, for my book itself, I'm gonna go with a real artist, a real person who is inspired with that, and who's inspired, who is good at drawing people, drawing faces, creating characters. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Of course, you are right. I am absolutely gonna use AI to give a bit of an idea of somewhat of what I want, but I want the real version to be real, to be real made. And that's also because I want that artwork for myself as well, to have a reminder, like a real painting or something that I can hang on my wall, that I can be proud of. Not only proud of the artist, but the fact that that's the real cover of my book. Again, I know that technically AI would be the same, but it just would not be the same. It's computer generated. It's phenomenal, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but it's just not what I'm looking for. Even though I know it is free, and I can imagine an artist is gonna cost me quite a bit of money. I am well aware of that. That unfortunately sucks, but I have been saving up for that for over a year now. There is a separate little pot that I have especially for that. Though of course I do have my limits. I'm not gonna pay €1,000 for an artwork. That's too much. But I'm gonna try and find an artist who has a decent price, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can not necessarily watch them make it, but maybe they can make a video or something while they're making it, just because I'm just curious as to how they do it. And it's special to me. My book is very special to me, even though I don't feel as connected to it. It is and always will be my first book. Almost like a first love, you know, like the first person you've ever loved. It, you know, you have that special connect with that first. And for me, it's the same with this book, which is a very awkward comparison, but it's the best that I can do right now. But yes, it deserves more than an AI picture, and I want to put all of my energy in it. And yes, I'm putting money into it, but I mean, it's worth it to me. Even though it's probably gonna be expensive, it is worth it to me. Even if publishers deem it unpublishable, it would still be worth it to me. And I would still try and publish it other ways. That is if I would go with a publisher. I still don't know. I still like Kickstarter a lot. That's one of my favorite pages because basically right now I could be making a Kickstarter. I could promote my book and have people put money in it, and if at some point I decide I cannot finish it, people would be automatically refunded through Kickstart. The money would never reach me until the full goal was achieved. So that's one of the reasons. But the reason that I'm not making a Kickstart right now is because the book isn't finished. And even though it doesn't need to be finished to start a Kickstart, I want it to be finished before I start the Kickstart. Okay, I'm getting complicated again, but yeah, I just want to make sure that I have the finished product before I do something. And also because, you know, I don't know, Kickstart is just a phenomenal webpage, I think, for those who really need some help. I mean, I've seen a lot of goals, and I mean a lot of goals just reach their goal. I've helped a few, even though it was only a few euro. Only if I could spare just a few euro. I don't know, there was some that were just either heartbreaking or necessary. There were a couple that also were proven. I'm not just gonna send money in. So most of the times I do look for proof. But there were a couple basically where somebody needed money for cancer treatment or for a new car because they had to go to work and they couldn't, or things like that. It's or for a prosthetic, or you know, a lot of different reasons that I have donated. Even though it wasn't a lot, it was at most 10 euro each time because I cannot afford as much. I mean, I do what I can, and I just really like that page. So I do think that at some point that might be an option. Again, I haven't fully decided, and Kickstart would mean that I would be sole responsible for absolutely everything. Which means not only copyright, which I've already done with this book. I need to do it again because the book has changed so much, but yeah. So copyright is one thing, then there is the packaging and stuff. I would need to send and deliver, or not necessarily deliver. Obviously I would use a delivery kind of company like PostNL or DHL or things like that. But all of that would have to be calculated within the price. So if somebody were to be from a specific area, like let's say I live here in the Netherlands and I recently ordered something from Ireland, so that would be the best comparison I have. That was about a 15 euro shipping cost. So I would have to calculate the price from the book into that, and you know, I think I would go with a 5 euro, with only 5 euros for the book, as e-copy anyway. as ebook. For a physical copy, it depends, 15 to 20 euro, I don't know. But again, all of this is far into the future. It's not something I mean, I'm speculating again because I love to speculate, even though it's useless right now because I'm not fully into it right now. That's not what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm considering a lot of options right now, but I still want to go with a publisher, or I still like either Kickstart or a publisher. Those are my two main things that I really do like to do. Even though Amazon is kind of great, it is not what I want. It just, if I were to be accepted by places like, wow, yeah, I forgot the name. Great. Yeah, I know the names, but again, it just, but if I were to be accepted by a publisher, that would probably give me a feeling of achievement, because if they deem it worthy to be published, I mean, of course, they will also make reclame, advertisement. I do know the English terms, it's just sometimes difficult to say. But yeah. What was I saying? Typical me. Okay. Moving on to the next. So I have not heard anything back from the guy who keeps sending me emails about giving him access to my channel. So hopefully that stays that way, because it's pretty annoying. I blocked him on YouTube as well, because he also left me a comment which I quickly removed. Yeah, I believe he's shadow banned, but I'm not 100% sure right now, because I have this thing where sometimes I do something and then I'm not sure, and then I'm confused and I just no longer know what I've done. So that happens a lot. Like last week, fun fact, I went to go get a drink and I lost my phone. Yeah, I did get the drink and apparently I put my phone into the fridge. So if you can relate, there you go. I do stupid shit like that all the time, by the way. A couple of years ago, I went to the toilet. I was checking my phone, doing things, and I was supposed to throw away the empty toilet roll. I threw my phone into the bin instead, and apparently I put the empty toilet roll into my pocket, and I went into the living room only to find out, why the hell do I have a toilet roll? Hey, wait, my phone, where's my phone? Yeah. So don't ask me how we got into this topic, but yeah, that happened. But it's funny. Shit like that happens to me all the time. Like, even better is last week I was trying to find my keys because apparently I had dropped them. So I took my phone, I put on the flashlight, only then to think that I lost my phone, and I was searching with phone in hand while the flashlight was on everywhere. And then I was like, wait. And my dad was like, you really don't know where your phone is? I'm like, no, where's my phone? Well, maybe you should check your flashlight. I'm like, what? Oh my god. Yeah. It's hilarious, but shit like that happens to me all the time. It's just when I'm completely unfocused and I'm starting to do things. And oh well. It is what it is. But yeah. So yeah. Rewriting my book, by the way, is still going fine. I cannot always do a page a day because I'm really, really busy and sometimes I just forget. But I do my best and I do as much of it as I can in a day, which unfortunately isn't as much as I would want. But yeah, it's slow, but it's steady. That's the only thing I can say. It's slow but steady, and it'll come to me when it needs to come to me. Yeah. it's the most tedious process is changing the names that I used back then, because there are a couple of names, like this won't be a spoiler because I already changed it, but for instance, I changed one of the parents, which will make sense if you read the book, Carlisle. Now, obviously, you can guess where I got that name from, especially considering it was 15 years ago when I wrote this book. It has nothing to do with Twilight at all. It's nothing like Twilight, or at least that's what I think. It's nothing close to Twilight in terms of vibes or whatever. But it's easy to guess that I got the name Carlisle from Twilight, especially if you know I wrote this book when I was 15. So yeah, that's one of the things. I just wanted to change that name. I wanted to change a couple of names, really. That's unfortunate. And that is a bit of a tedious process because it means checking and rechecking and making sure that those names have actually been changed and not left in the previous name in the pages. So it's checking, rechecking, making sure that everything is fine. And even then I can still oversee something. So I do need to recheck a couple of times, which sucks. Really, it does, because I don't want to be reading the same few pages over and over and over again, but it's part of being a writer, and having to rewrite this book, but it's okay. Oh, okay, 16 minutes, 17 minutes now. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it at this. Almost. Last week I did order a couple of Stanley cups. Like I said, I ordered something from Ireland. I ordered from Ireland. And I ordered those from Ireland because of the fact that they are a little different than the normal ones. The normal Stanley cups, they are plain, and forgive me for saying so, I find them a bit boring. And I have been really into Fourth Wing recently. I'm actually rereading the books now because I did realize that I missed a couple of chapters and I just read them a little fast because I just wanted to know what happened next. So yeah, I'm rereading those books as well. And yeah, I'm just a big fan of Fourth Wing, and I wanted to have something like that. And I found, while I was looking for Fourth Wing books back then, I found a link to Etsy where I realized they had stuff related to Fourth Wing. They're not original, or they're not copyrighted or anything by the creators, but what am I trying to say? Come on, I know the words. They're not linked to the original Fourth Wing, as in they're fan-made. Let's call it that. I'm having some issues right now, but let's call it fan-made. They're not licensed. That's the word. Thank you. Licensed. They're not licensed for being actually related to Fourth Wing and stuff. But there are no really licensed cups, so these will have to do. They're made by Rafty something. They are made by Rafferty Crafts. He is located in Ireland, and he also has partners in the USA, but they are actually shipped from China. Don't ask me how that works. I have no clue. Hopefully they will arrive tomorrow. Otherwise they will arrive the day after tomorrow. I've been tracking them, so that's why I know. And I will show you once I get them. And yeah, they're just... I'm just a little bit obsessed with those cups right now. There are like tens of different type of cups that you can get for not only for Fourth Wing, but for Disney as well, for anything you want, really. If it's something that is well known, there will be somebody who's made something fan made that is now for sale on Etsy. So yeah, for me it's these Stanley Cups. And I did have to check multiple times, because there were Stanley Cups that were 40, there were Stanley Cups that was €70, there were cups that were 120, but those were the licensed Stanley Cup, the real licensed Stanley Cup, but the print on them wasn't licensed, so it wasn't actually licensed to the creators of Fourth Wing. So it's basically just a sticker or something that they put on, or I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's just a little tip. Like, Etsy is phenomenal for so many different things. But that was my last thing for the day. I'm gonna wish you all a very good night, a very good morning, a very good day, and a very good evening, because it's already been 21 minutes and yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. and I'm trying to upload in time. I don't think that's gonna work this time. I think I'm gonna be a bit late. Anyways, I love you all, and no matter what, I will always love you, and I will see you hopefully next time. Have a good night.